The Fred Jackson Show on WBBZ-TV. Sponsored by Buffalo Wine and Brew, Transit Road, Depew. Brew beer, make wine. The Buffalo Roadhouse Grill, Niagara Falls Boulevard near the 290, where the Buffalonians roam. Duville College, educating for life. On the Rocks Liquor, Discount Liquors, Bailey Avenue, Buffalo. And Reimer Heating and Air Conditioning with the Wizard of Comfort and your hometown comfort professionals. Now, from the WBBZ-TV studio at the Eastern Hills Mall, it's time for the Fred Jackson Show with running back Fred Jackson and co-host Bob Kuczynski.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fred Jackson Show. Surprise, Fred's out of town tonight, so we've got a couple special surprises for you. First of all, our special guest tonight from the Buffalo Bills, wide receiver Robert Woods is in the house tonight. And from 97 Rock, DJ Dave Jixter with questions from the audience. Let's hear it for Dave. Master of the Twitterverse, Mr. Brad Gelber here to take your questions online. Let's hear it for Brad Gelber. And we should be joined in a few minutes by Aaron Williams, who's caught in traffic, so we've held over Bucky and Jerry. And Dave's got some studio audience members who have some questions of our experts from the Buffalo News. So Dave, why don't we turn it over to you?
Hey, what's your name?
Tom.
Hey, Tom, what'd you think of yesterday's game? Great win.
Yeah, I was really excited about the win. Another step forward to making playoffs, hopefully.
Yeah, do you have a question for Bucky or Sully regarding yesterday's game?
Yeah. What do you think the Bills have to do on both sides of the ball to hopefully win the next two games and make the playoffs?
Starting out with an easy one.
I'll start with defense. They need to keep doing what they're doing. They need to get pressure on Brady up the middle. I'm looking past Oakland. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I think they're going to blow them out. And get pressure on Brady and do what they did to Manning and Rodgers. And when you get him moving, he can play, you know, kind of the way Rodgers did yesterday. Not quite as bad.
And on offense, you have to, you know, I would like to see them establish some semblance of a consistent running game and try and get the running game going a little bit. Orton is only going to take you so far. But if you can get the running game going, let this guy make the simple throws and let those talented receivers get moving, you know, you can pile up a lot of yards against a pretty soft defense in Oakland.
Okay, Dave, next.
What's your name?
My name is Mike.
Mike, were you surprised the Bills won yesterday, or did you have that feeling that that was going to happen?
I was a little bit surprised, but you know, I had the feeling with the way the defense had been playing that, you know, they might be able to pull it off.
Do you have a question for Bucky or Sully?
Sure. What do you guys think the atmosphere in Oakland will be like compared to the pandemonium that was at the Ralph yesterday?
Sully, you're probably more suited to address the lunatics in Oakland.
I've been there once or twice. It's pretty wild. The Black Hole is quite a phenomenon. They've won 2 games in a row. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They're also, what are they, 2-12? So they have that to hang on to, and I think they'd love to upset the Bills. And the place is kind of crazy. There were rumors they're going to leave, and it would be their last game in Oakland. So I think it'd be a little crazy. I'm looking forward to it.
You know what's going to be great about that game, Sully, is getting a chance to see Khalil Mack for a full 60 minutes. He's had a terrific year. By the way, last year when I said that he was the best linebacker in Buffalo, I was right.
Well, Kiko might have something to say about that when he comes back. Okay. I'll give you that. You were close to right.
Okay, yes, this is an extension of the Bucky and Sully show. Let us go to Brad Gelber for a question from the Twitterverse.
Yeah, all right. This is we'll do this one for Bucky and Sully. This is from Lance, and he wants to know, do you guys actually feel that the crowd can make a difference in a game like at the Ralph this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've always said that that's a really living, breathing thing, the 12th man, when they get going. I actually went out to the stands for the comeback game against Houston, and I felt it. It was surreal. They sort of willed that team, and it really spooks the other team sometimes. I thought Rodgers looked a little intimidated. For a guy who never makes mistakes, that had to be part of it yesterday, and I think the crowd certainly makes a difference. In other sports like basketball, clearly the home crowd is a difference, and it reflects in gambling lines if you care about that.
You know what? One of the things that I really like about the stadium, and a part of me hopes that they don't build a new one, is because at the Ralph, the fans are right on top of you, and those players feel that. When they're in the end zone, it is tight and it is loud. It's really loud. I don't know if TV does it justice. When you're actually in the place and you can hear it, it is amazing. I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing them just stay right there in Orchard Park.
Well, you know, the stadium was louder before they added these boxes. They took away 10,000 seats. That's a lot of fans. So to still be loud enough to intimidate the opposing team, that's pretty good.
Yep.
One more, Brad, what do you got?
Yep, this one's from Rob, and he wants to know, after the biggest win in over 10 years, how do you avoid a letdown versus Oakland?
Well, I mean, they were very conscious of that after the game. I mean, that was one of the first things that a lot of those guys said, is that they have to make sure that that doesn't happen. One thing that helps you avoid that is playing good defense. You know, offensively, I think that can happen when you get a little bit too confident, a little full of yourselves. But when you're in a tense attack defense, those guys are going to be licking their chops going into a place like Oakland. So, and really, to me, that's going to be the biggest difference in the game. So, I don't think it'll be a big problem at all.
I've been around long enough to know guys say they won't let down, and they often do. After that amazing opening game here against Miami, they came out flat the next week against San Diego. So you do worry.
Guys, I want to thank you for pitching in and helping us out through this first segment. Robert Woods is up next, and I'm sure there'll be a little something in your pay stub this week.
Sick of us already? I'm sick of him.
Bucky, how could I be sick of you?
A heck of a surprise,
Me?
wasn't
You
it?
can't get sick of me, but him?
All right.
I don't like being this close to you, all right?
Yeah, you're way too close.
We'll be back with Robert Woods right after this.